What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Red Tape Podcast. Oh, man, we back again. Hey, I'm your host, Demerious Nelson. This is brought to you by For the One Media, where we move progressively forward in the conservative way. Yeah, I know y'all wasn't ready for that, man. I'm rhyming today, okay? But anyway, hey, we're going to talk about the underdog and the importance of the underdog. And I feel like the male, well, there's a lot of underdogs out here, but specifically speaking, the male is under attack. Sound the alarm. The male is under attack. Especially when you start talking about telling a woman or suggesting that women should be submissive. Stand by. Peace. Y'all stay tuned. All right, guys. I'm talking about a popular subject today. But first of all, I want to talk about this great weather that we're having right now in the great state of Texas, in the Dallas area. Man, it's a little rain outside. I know we haven't seen rain for a while. So it's good to see it. And I'm going to tell you why it's especially good for men, because there's two things we get to do. We get to sit back and watch the rain, because in the rain, that means we don't have to use water to wet the lawn, to help make sure that the foundation of the house stays good and the yard still looks up to par, because you don't want HOA coming down your throat. I know y'all hate HOA like the rest of us, but it's a good thing because it helps the community, holds people accountable. It's something about being accountable that is good. But there's two times of the year that men really love their home. It's when they don't have to cut the grass because it's winter and the weather's changing, and when it's raining because you don't have to spend money. So I don't have to labor in the winter on the grass. And two, when it's raining, I don't have to labor at work to pay for me to water my own grass. I hope y'all get that. Hope that makes sense. So it's a great day for me. The grass looks good, it's cut, and the rain is falling. Rain down on me, baby. I like the rain. All right, anyway, we're going to get right to it today. I mentioned submission, and this is only in response of, I feel like Fantasia the singer, she was right on about what she was saying, and her husband, they were both right on about what they felt about submission. And he had great points. I do like that. See, the man, I could tell he's a man that seeks knowledge and he has wisdom, because he said submission and the understanding of submission. What is the purpose of it in a relationship? Why do we need to submit? See, ladies, before you get upset and throw stones or cuss me out or do it everything, because y'all know when things are and not all y'all, 'cause I know a lot of y'all full of class, but when somebody says something about y'all, boy, y'all and together, it's like those lioness out there. It's like that one Tony Baker, Tony Baker, if you ever seen him, his comedy skit, and the male lion seeing the child, he's like, I'm sick of this. He hit the child like, you better get on. And all the male lions like, wait a minute, what you doing, Leroy? Whatever the name was. Don't mess with our kids. Don't mess with us. So I know you don't mess with the women. I love the women. I'm raised around a lot of women. I respect it. I dig it. But there is something about submission that rub y'all the wrong way. And it's okay, because truth and change and growth is going to rub you the wrong way. It's hard. It's like save your money. It sucks. You want to buy something. But you know there's a better plan down the road. Now, first I need to speak to the gentleman real quick, because I want y'all to understand that being submissive is not an abuse of power. And when a woman submits to you, that means she's not relinquishing her power, but she's submitting herself to you because she understands what happens when the two of you work together. If you want to have a successful marriage or relationship, we all submit to something at some point. But if the male is following in line with Christ, and you see that, then there's nothing wrong with, if he's following the line, not just telling you what he's doing, but he's showing you, there is nothing wrong with following that man. See, we all submit to a certain extent, because if I'm at work, if I'm in the military, if I'm doing my civilian job, I'm submitting myself to that authority. That means I still have power, but I choose. It's powerful to choose to submit to the belief in somebody else or the following someone else. That's what great followership is, and that's how you become a great leader, because you understand the power of those people. Like me speaking about the UAW, and I do have to, first of all, public service announcement. My mama hit me up and was like, she texted me, and texting when she first started was crazy. I was like, Mom, stop texting me, okay? Just call me. because it's weird. But now she texting and she used to it. And she said, now just remember, General Motors did pay all the government money back. So for those of you who heard the episode yesterday, I'm here to say that I understand General Motors paid the money back to the government, that, the loan that they got, which is good. That's great. That shows growth. And since it shows growth, like I told her, I said, Mom, you still got to have some empathy. She's like, you right. They should be more understanding. I get it. I agree. So I just want to say that General Motors did pay the money back, so the government's not in their pocket. But still, knowing that you had help, knowing that you got some help those that work for you so you can have a stronger bond. Because these employees have decided to submit themselves to the cause of the company, number one, because they have mouths to feed, but number one, because they believe in the product, obviously. Now, that can't be for everybody, but they believe in the product. They believe in the mission. They believe in what's going on. So in the mission, you have to submit to it. That don't take away your power, because guess what? I'm going to show you where your power lies. Your power lies in your right to leave when you get ready. Now, knowing the marriage, especially under the sanctity of Christ, you can't just leave when you get ready. But you can't voice your opinion when you get ready, because you still have power. And for that man to understand the importance of submission, he understands that the woman still has a voice. And if the woman's voice is not being heard, then she must speak up. If things are not getting done in the order that it should be done, and in the steps of how Christ have given it to us, then there are questions that must be asked. The first thing that I always believe in doing is seeking him and asking the questions to Christ first to see what's going on. Hey, look, Lord, my husband he's all over the place. Now, you say you got him now. I just want to make sure, because I'm starting to second guess this, okay? We're in year 15, and it's a trend going on, okay? I got the analytics here, God. I just want to just look at this board, and it just don't look good. This bottom line that he said that he's got under control, that he's been telling us he's been hustling and making things happen. This hustle is looking pretty weak. So I don't want to compromise this man's manhood, but I do have a few questions, guys. I just want to come to you first and just talk to you. Ladies, that's a good way to start. Instead of just coming down the man's throat. Now, I've been down for all these years, like the movie Fences. That lady had a right to speak up. She had a right to feel the way she felt, because Denzel was messing up. She said, I submitted myself to you all of these years. So you can't be too stupid in submitting yourself when things aren't going in a way to help the relationship grow. If you see cancer, root it out. But the whole point of submission is it's just showing even the power of the woman. Women are so powerful because they want to relinquish the power that they have to help in the growth of the relationship. Because they believe in men. They believe in us. But what they don't believe in is the BS that we bring. They don't believe in that, but they hang around anyway. It's like that bad news. Your friend, like I talked about Instagram today. That friend that, man, how you doing? You hate to really ask, because the real answer is, well, not too good, man. Something else is wrong. Those people get tiring. So don't be that way, man. Don't be that. What's going on now? What else? The woman saying, what else has he blown now? What is it now? It's like my Cowboys at one point. Just all they know how to do is blow a season. And man, you don't want to be that person blowing seasons in your life when you're supposed to be growing with your wife and for yourself. So I think if people have problems and men are scared to speak out on submissive because they think that it takes away the authority of that woman, because they don't want to hear that drama. I got friends that for a long time would refrain from saying anything to their wives, or refrain from saying anything to people, because they just don't want to hear the conflict. Men, ladies, even though we're warriors, because we're warriors, that means we don't want to be in conflict all the time. Any man in their right mind will always want to be in conflict. So a lot of times, just like y'all, we don't say things. We just say, okay, we'll let it play out. We'll see how it goes. And then a lot of times we already know how it's going to go, but we need to see that y'all can see that we were right, because men are right. If you got a good man that's focused and on the vision, there are times that we are right, okay? Like my homies say, hey, a dead clock can be right twice a day. And that's facts. That's factual. And also, I want to let you know, as I always say, two things can be right. Two things can be right at the same time. In other words, two things can be true at once. The truthfulness of this situation is if a woman submits to the husband, then the husband has to be doing the thing worthy of submission. Just like the companies that we go to, they're not doing the things for me to submit myself, my time to, then I need to figure out a better way to do this. In a relationship, in a marriage, you can't do that. In a marriage, you can't do that. It's not just move on. If you really respect the authority that is over you. In a company, you can move on, but it's along the same line. I've submitted myself and my time to you, so I need something in return. And in return, there's provisions, being covered by him, him leading you in the right way, y'all growing and edifying one another. That's what it's about. And if a man sees that and a man knows that she is willing to submit herself, you don't go abusing that. You don't go turning things upside down for the sake of, oh, she's going to forgive me. Oh, she's going to always be there. See, that was the stinking thinking that I seen in the generations of a lot of the Gen Xers, and even before that, the baby boomers. You see this is the reaction of the millennials now, and the Gen Zers, because they're like, I am not going to put myself through what my mom went through because she stuck around. And you know what I always say? It was her choice to stick around. It was her choice to be there. So with that being said, you allow them to do whatever they need to do. That's not you. That's not me. I'm different. So a lot of times, women are biting and fighting and scratching and screaming to not be what their mom was. But they forget that they're different. But you can be like them if you keep down this road of, look, this is what happened to my mom. You can catch that mindset. You can be that person. So to prevent from being that person, understand the man understands the woman, and both of y'all understand your positions of power. See, men that use this position to beat down and tear down and never lift up will only deal with beat down and torn down people. And you can see it's evident in companies, it's evident in the household, it's evident in themselves. Because when you're pompous and you're beating people down and you feeling like you always got to be about me, well, guess what? It is going to be you by yourself. Because no person in their right mind is going to continue to hang in there. And that's why I respect those women who do decide to hang in, even with all the drama and trash that they are constantly dealing with. The devil just constantly mocking them and throwing things at them, man. Trying to show them that they're weak and how stupid they were for hanging out, for sticking it out. But the devil and you all need to be reminded of that you're doing it for a greater purpose. Now, if you're being abused, your life is on the line, then you have to use common sense to move on. But if it's just little steps along the way here and there, remember, you're honoring Christ. You're honoring something greater. So when I see a woman stick around, I'm not mad. When I see a woman leave, I'm not mad. I pray for them both. Same thing with man. If a male has to leave, I understand. It's not the purpose. People don't get married looking to seek divorce, but it's a part of life sometimes. It happens. And we're going to be forgiven for it. But in that forgiveness, let's make sure we're doing things different. Now, I feel like I got offline a little bit, but, the important point to this is, if you are submitting yourself, ladies, and men, your wife is submitting themselves to you, gentlemen, then you need to let it be known that you have their best interest at heart. Everything that you do for them and for the household is, I messed up. But anything that you're doing is for the household and for the greater good. It's greater than you because you're submitting yourself to someone greater than all of us. All right? So we want to keep that in mind when we talk about submission. There's nothing wrong with it. I like it. I like it a lot because it shows that the willingness in, hey, she believes in me. And it also shows that, hey, he believes in me too. We believe in each other, and I'm going to follow him as long as he's following him, the capital him. Christ. If y'all don't know, I do. Let it be known again. So that's the importance of it. And everybody, men have to understand the importance of love. It's hard to love people. It's hard to love yourself. That's why we in a lot of the predicaments that we in, because we haven't even learned how to love ourselves, and yet we're seeking someone else. We haven't yet traveled the world to see what is all there in the world. There's so much to see. There's so much gifts in the world, and then we have to all enjoy it while you can, because one day you're gonna be old. One day you're probably gonna be married, and then when you get married, you go enjoy life and travel and do those things with them. I think too much in life in America, we think about the material things instead of thinking about those spiritual things that really help us grow. That's why the decline in America has happened more rapidly, because we've given up on religion. We've turned away from it. We turned away from the sanctity of marriage. We turned away from life as a whole and the importance of understanding politics and the importance of understanding economics, the importance of understanding leadership, the importance of understanding all these different things that help us grow as a country, as a nation, as a world. Now, we got a lot of people that focus on world things, but houses in shambles. So focus on your thing first, and then you can help the world. I don't never mind people that want to help the world, help their communities, but if your house is out of order, then everything that you touch will be out of order. It may look like it's in order, but it's not in order, because you're not doing it. You're giving it your all, but you're not, because you know home is a wreck. So what looks like 100% to most people is really 50%. So also it's important to submit yourself to things greater than you, man. I think I had to let that be known. If you're going to submit yourself to something, make sure you're submitting yourself to something greater than you, because that matters too. And that means submitting yourself in love so you can love those around you, because it's hard to love. It's hard. Heartbreak hotel. But man, life is good anyway. So that's why I always speak on community. That's why I always speak on love. And today, briefly touching submission, because I think it's important, because people that submit themselves, a lot of people look at them as underdogs or somebody to be walked over, and hell to the no. You would not walk over anybody, because that's not what life's about. And if anybody walk over anybody that I know, then you're going to have a problem with me. I'm not a gangster. But we're going to have some gangster conversations, and like one of my buddies used to say, it's going to be smoke in the city. If I find one of my sisters or one of my children in trouble because somebody abusing them or misusing them, I know you're not supposed to get involved in other people's business, but I'm going to be involved in people's business when it comes to my people, all right? So if you're my people, you're my folks, and you need some help, and you haven't just caused trouble for the sake of causing trouble, then I'm down for you. Because my people is those who live on this earth and trying to do and live the right way. So that's briefly what I want to touch today about submission, being submissive. And I'm going to have more about this later on. It's going to be more strategic. I'm going to have a plan. I'm going to show you what I do and what should be done, men, if you do have women that are willing to submit. They love you enough to allow you to lead. Ooh, because you got to remember that. They're allowing you to lead. Because at any given time, they can pull them reins back like, all right, blank, you effing up, okay? That's reality. All right? So remember that. Anyway, this is the Red Tape Podcast. I'm your host, Demerious Nelson. This is always brought to you by For the One Media, where we move progressively forward in a conservative way. Also, make sure that y'all email us if y'all have any questions at fortheonemedia@gmail.com. That's soon to change for fortheonemedia@gmail.com. We got something else in the works. But y'all make sure y'all check us out, man. If you want to be edified, you want to learn, you want to see what For the One Media is all about, check it out. If you want to subscribe and you like what you heard today and you like the direction that we're going, subscribe to the Red Tape Podcast as well, man. Because we're growing. It's booming. It's booming. I know Instagram may not say it because I don't have all the likes. I don't get all those views, but I do know one thing. I'm working on other things as well. Social media is just a piece. It's not everything. But business is booming. All right? I think Brad Pitt said that in the movie. I used to always say that. So Antonio Brown wasn't the first one to say that, guys, okay? Business is a booming. Hey, anyway, y'all have a good one, all right? Be safe out there.